What's up, witches? It's the Undercover Witch, and this reading is for Scorpio. So if your moon is in Scorpio, this reading is for you. And it's going to be all about emotions. So we have our Angelarium Oracle card deck. We have our Moonology Oracle. And then we have some tarot that we're going to use for some clarification at the end. And that's the Friends Tarot. So let's go ahead and we're going to start shuffling the Angelarium. If you haven't used it before, it's so cool. I love it. It's my favorite deck. But it's very emotional. Calls you out. And it kind of divides. There's two parts of the deck. There's the places and locations of like the tree of life. And then there is the angels that kind of oversee that space. And the areas they kind of reflect like states of being as well. So they're pretty cool. They can also represent chakras. Like it's great. I really love it. And I love the depictions as well. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Okay. So the first card that we have is Root. A lot of the fire signs we're getting a very, very similar card pull to yours. I feel like you're split down the middle of readings that I've done. So first we have our Root. And we have the Angel of Rain. So the Angel of Rain is all about kind of finding relief and releasing things. The Root, which is connection, is about your connection to yourself and the world around you, what parts of that you take in and kind of integrate with yourself. So I think there needs to be a release of what you've taken in. So maybe everything around you, you've just been like, you've been sucking it all in. There's some parts of that you don't need. You don't need to take everything in. You don't need to trust everybody. You don't need to take everyone's advice or, apply everybody's opinions to your life. You can release some of that and allow it to be let go. And sometimes that might be crying. That might be like, oh man, this really actually hurt my feelings and it wasn't helpful, and acknowledging that hurt you or whatever. We also have the Angel of Death and the Ground. So the Ground and the Root are interesting. The Root is who you are in relation to the world around you, but the Ground itself, that's what you're connecting to with that root chakra. So that is literally where we are in the world. And we have the Angel of Death. So I feel like your location, that what you have been living in, is about to change. Yes. I have the Angel of Dreams and the right leg, Endurance. I feel like everything that you're carrying, this is almost interesting. There's another card in here that kind of looks similar, and it's called the Angel of Annihilation. Here's the Lake of Endurance. But it's kind of interesting because how I'm viewing this, it's almost as if the Angel of Dreams is that Angel of Annihilation, but in a better way. It's like everything that you've endured, if you only dream, if you only listen to those dreams, it would knock it away. Like all of your dreams, all of the things that you want are going to take those burdens that you're carrying and throw them out of the water. I feel that very, very strongly. Sorry, I think I'm trying. If I'm ever silent like that, it's because I'm kind of regulating the energy. If you're not comfortable with that, I understand. It's something I do when I'm reading because I do connect with different people's energies. So it's kind of balancing it out. I do it every time I enter a room, and people think it's very, very weird. But I'm like, it's just, I don't do it whenever, like I wouldn't do it just randomly in like a room full of people, because I feel like that's like, I wouldn't just go into different people's energies, but the energy of the room itself, just kind of directing it and things like that. Or I kind of shield myself because I'm like, this is too much for me. The Crown. spirituality, and null, numbness. This is very, very aligned because these cards directly relate to each other. That emptiness is where you go when you're not going anywhere. It's where you are at when you're meditating and just breathing. And the crown is the space where you connect to the universe and consciousness. So that is aligned. That's all I have to say is that is aligned. And I feel like you're always connected in that way. You're always connected to that crown chakra, but you're not always necessarily able to put yourself in that null nothingness. I think that sometimes it turns into numbness instead, which is different. Because that's more of a ignorance than it is a observance. You want to be in a place of observance. You want to be kind of part of the world and just sit and be. I am going to go ahead and pull our next set of cards. It's going to be our Moonology Oracle cards. See what we get. Okay, so we have a new romantic cycle begins with a new moon in Libra. So that's pretty interesting. I don't think that is related to really what we've been talking about. It's just new information. I do have hold your vision. So again, this dreams, whatever dreams you're working towards, whatever dreams you're working on, remember why you're going through all of this. Remember why you're carrying this, if just to move forward. It may not be a choice of what you've had to endure, but you can still choose to move forward and keep walking and not let it crush you. We have a time for healing. So that might be, again, why you're connecting with your crown. And it could also be why you're supposed to be releasing stuff right now. You kind of have to create or allow your wounds to bleed for them to heal, for you to actually let them properly heal. And then we have the angel of death again. So time for healing for sure. Believe in the impossible. Don't let anything hold you back. And then work through your fears, which again has to do with that angel of rain and releasing other people's opinions that aren't yours. Take time to breathe out, please, because oh my God, that was giving me like, take time to breathe out, take time to meditate. Sometimes, especially if you're a crown chakra person, there's certain people there, they stay in a certain energy spot, or even if they're not in that energy spot, it's the most exercised part of their system, and they tend to just not take care of that part of themselves. It gets really blown out. And for your crown chakra, that involves a lot of meditation, because that's a very strong energy point. If you're just letting that be connected like all day and you're not giving yourself a time to breathe and just release or ground yourself, then you're not really doing yourself any justice by being connected, because then you become too cluttered. You're allowing yourself to be open to too many thoughts of everything. And remember, like, this is the knowledge of the universe. This is the knowledge to everything, to the things that you want, to things that you don't want. It's not all to be taken as fact. It's all to be observed and looked at. So it changes your attitude towards things if you just let it run rampant all day. It's kind of like, I've been talking to people who are really into AI and going off about how crazy and out of control it can be. And it's kind of like that. If you have no parameters on what you're looking at, and you're just allowing everything to come through all the time from the universe and from everyone's consciousness, like you're just letting a whole bunch of crazy or mean or, you know, whatever you're surrounded by, whatever you're allowing in, you're not really creating a filter for yourself. So you have to watch that. Okay, we're going to pull a few tarot cards, and then we're going to do 3 questions. We have the Star. Star is about giving back to yourself and taking care of yourself, but it's also about dreams and fame and fortune. We have the Emperor. You may be trying to control everything too hard, trying to control yourself too much, and it's too much. I've been getting the Queen. I got the Queen of Wands for every single water sign this round. I also got the World for every single water sign this round. I do think that there is either a person or a being, maybe a spirit guide or something, that is seeing you and wants to offer you more. I sometimes I feel like the goddess of the world is seeing the people that are suffering and they want to help in some way. Yeah. I have the King of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. So we got 2 nines here, which is about having like a lot under your belt. But it's also, for the Nine of Wands, it's about being through a lot of battles. But I feel like it's led you to this King of Wands. So maybe you're on top of your game more than you've ever been. And I think that's good. I think it's, I mean, I don't know. It's matter of fact. Uno. Oh, wait, sorry. Think about your question. We're going to start the questions now. 1, 2, 3. First is no. And we have the Six of Pentacles. So right now, you're just really trying to balance everything out. I feel like this is more than you were at before. So maybe you have more money than you did before, but you're still like really lenient on it. Just trust yourself. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be consistent. It's going to be balanced. It's not like the Three of Pentacles or Two of Pentacles where you have to keep juggling everything. You can afford to spend on yourself. Second question. 1, 2, 3. No. And we have the Ace of Wands. So there's some kind of restraint that you need to place on yourself. Don't just go out blindly. Don't start arguing with people blindly. Don't, like, kind of keep your sword in its sheath and move forward wisely and just kind of learn from what's around you. Really observe the people around you and things like that, and try to learn what's worth your time in arguing and talking about and what's not. Third question. 1, 2, 3. Yes. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So yes, this goes back to the Six of Pentacles, where I said, try to spend some money on yourself. The Four of Pentacles is somebody who really, really, really wants to control their money because they feel like they'll never get more. But the thing is, if you don't spend money, you're never going to make money. You kind of have to keep everything moving. You got to keep everything flowing and moving around. So yes, I hope that helps you, Scorpio. Please like, subscribe to this so that you can get more readings. Next week we're doing our Venus signs, which is going to be love and money. So that's going to be fun. You find out your Venus sign. I usually have it in the description. If it's not in the description, it's in my about for the channel. And if you don't already know, I am a Podbean affiliate, so my link is down below. If you're interested in starting your own podcast, you can use that link, create an account, and you can get a month off of any plan that you choose. If you don't already know, I also am on Wisdom, which is an app for audios. It's kind of like a TikTok, but for audio. You can ask different host questions, and they answer in these 1-minute segments, and you can go through and look at those. They're really fun. Or they also have a feature for live talks, which is also super cool. And basically hosts can get on and they can just talk about whatever they want to talk about, and the guests can join on in the call and talk with them, and those all get recorded so you can go back and listen to the older ones that people have done. But I was thinking about using those possibly for us for like reading purposes, or just to talk, or just concepts or questions. And I thought that would be pretty cool. So you can check that out down below. And I hope that you have a great week.